Merry Christmas to you. Today we're going to talk about Christmas traditions and Christmas memories. And we have some really fun stories for you today to share. Julianne, do you want to start with yours? It's an amazing story about what your mother made for you. Are you
Yes,
ready?
which already started. Yes, I am. So, first of all, Merry Christmas to you all, and thanks for tuning in and joining us on the 30 minutes we're sharing with you. And yes, this story started already 2 years ago in 2018 when my mom gave me this present you can see there in the middle. It is a story she wrote handwrittenly. She wrote it for me, and it's between the years 1976 and 2018. That's in the year 76. That's when she met my dad, and it's basically their love story from the beginning to the end. So the story is from the beginning. Then when I was born, when they were split because obviously I'm from Germany. My parents were living in East Germany at that time, and Germany was separated into East and West Germany. Uh, and we were 2 years living apart from each other because my father had moved to West Germany. So we were separated for 2 years, and then coming back together. She really nicely describes it in her story. And then after those years had passed, I moved out of the house, and they got along by themselves. But then all of a sudden, yes, it happened that my father got sick with Alzheimer's disease, and she also describes that story. And the most important thing is sort of like the red thread in the story throughout the whole story, that their love connection between those years, all those years, had been very strong, and that's what kept them together for that long. So yesterday, because the story obviously finished in 2018, I said to my mom, I said, "Look, for this year, I really want you to do something for me. I don't want anything materialistic or anything. I just want you to continue to write the story." So what all those 2 years, what happened after my dad got into a care home, and I wanted her to write it down for me, and I thought it's a good exercise to do, gives her something to think about, to remember, and to actually write the story. So yesterday I was really, really, really happily surprised when she sent me the email with the 2 years that she had been writing. Well, it didn't take 2 years, she wrote it, but she was giving a summary of those 2 years. And I was really, really happy to read it yesterday. Made me also cry a little bit, but out of good emotion, and very much looking forward to the future, and my mom as well. So all good.
Do you have do you have this there with you, Julianne?
No,
No,
not
you don't
right
have
now.
it. Okay. Oh, Merry Christmas, Francine. Hello, hello, hello.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, good morning. Hello to Michigan. Great to see you with us. So, James, what is fun memory story for you?
Well, my family, a very large family, we had a very organized Christmas Day, particularly. I guess when you're in a big family, you have to be organized, but it was like we knew exactly what was going to happen. And this was, I'll just quickly summarize what the ritual was, because it's kind of a ritual, isn't it? You do the things. We got up in the morning. Santa Claus had brought us a few things. That was exciting. One of the things that Santa Claus always brought us was a balloon, a blown up balloon, inflated balloon. And one of the things to keep us quiet during the morning while we were waiting for lunch was rubbing the balloons and making them stick on the ceiling. I don't know if you've ever done that, but I know it sounds strange when you say it, but it seems like fun. The deal was that we had to, in the morning, we tended to run around taking presents to various neighbors and people on the island of Sark, which is where most of my Christmas memories were from that time. So we were kind of marooned, if you want to think of it, winter time on a small island in the English Channel. Often it was blowing a gale, not always, but you kind of felt isolated. So you were very much your own thing, you did your own thing. And so the morning kind of kept us busy. Then there was a very traditional lunch, turkey and all that stuff. English traditional, Brussels sprouts and roast potatoes and bread sauce and mince pies and Christmas pudding. And my dad had a gadget that you could set fire to the brandy, and you put a sprig of holly on the top of the Christmas pudding. I don't know if they do this anywhere else in the world, but put a sprig of holly on the top of the Christmas pudding, and you set fire to the brandy with a special gadget, and you poured the pouring brandy over the top of the Christmas pudding, and you all had to eat a bit, even though most people didn't really like it. But there was a threepenny bit. This is in the days of old English money. There was a threepenny bit wrapped up in a piece of greaseproof paper that somebody would get, if they had that right piece of the Christmas pudding. So. I mean, that obviously went on for quite a long time, but you weren't allowed to open proper presents, if I can say, ones that came from people you knew rather than people you didn't know, until after everything had been washed up. So if there's one day in the year when all the kids were keen to do the washing up, that was it. And then there was a bit of a performance opening presents, because with a big family you've got a big pile, and there's youngsters as well, and you've got to keep tabs on who's got what from who, because we did have a very strict ritual of writing thank you letters, actual letters to people to say thank you for things, which actually I think that tradition has pretty much died, but I thought it was a good discipline actually.
Well, we do that, don't we?
We do it, yes. We keep it up. We try to keep it up.
That's a tradition, that the writing the thank you notes.
Immediately I got the email.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Thank you notes by email now. Yeah.
So that was the tradition.
Yeah.
But I do remember there was one Christmas when 2 days before Christmas, one of my mother's great aunties who lived up in Scotland had died, and there were, I forget which one, there were three of them lived together in this big old manor house in Scotland, and one of them died. It may even have been the last one, I can't remember, don't think it was, and she had to leave the island like 2 days before Christmas with my mother did, yes. So she's like, as you know, mothers are always the kingpin of all this organizing stuff. So it was like,
yes.
She had to leave, and my youngest brother was only a baby at that time, I think only 6 months old. So I have this very strong image of standing on, it's a bit French lieutenant's woman sort of image, if you want, of us standing on the north end of the island watching the boat with her and the baby sail off into a northwesterly gale. The boat was bucking around, and we were left to fend for ourselves for Christmas. I don't know which was the stronger feeling, of mother disappearing into the gale, or us having to figure out what to do on our own.
How many how many of there were there at home with your dad?
There was 5 of us with my dad and a friend from Edinburgh who actually was visiting. I think I have a feeling it was the friend from Edinburgh who rescued the situation, knew what to do with the turkey. You know, I don't have any memories of that actual Christmas day, but I do have a very strong memory of my mother disappearing into the distance in a northwesterly gale. You know, it's like.
Oh, and
Like
that's
Home
the
Alone.
sea is crazy, crazy in the winter there.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
It was sort of like Home Alone, right?
Home with the rest of your brothers and sisters. You know,
Oh my goodness. How fun. How fun.
How about your story, Lorrie?
Yes, I have the most fun memory. Um, it's still just, I'll put the picture up because it's hard to describe it without this picture. This is my mother and dad in 2010. And it was my dad's last Christmas with us, I believe. And he was in a wheelchair, he had dementia. And that was one of the main things that connected Juliane and me when we first met a long time ago. Having the fathers with dementia and our mothers, you know, helping them through. So I went and picked up my dad from the nursing facility, my mom and I did, and we were at the shopping mall, the local shopping mall in Port Huron, Michigan. And um, we were walking through, it was a weekday, it was middle of the day, it was absolutely quiet, no one around, and pushing my dad through the shopping mall and walked past the big Santa castle and the elves and Santa. And I looked at my mother and I said, Santa looks really bored, Mom. I think we need to go talk to him. And my mother was always up for some kind of fun, something or other going on. So I ran off over and I talked to Santa. I said, are you okay if I bring my mom and dad over here? And could we do a picture together with you, with my mom and dad? It's one of my dad's last Christmases together with all of us. And I would love a fun picture memory. So, yes, absolutely. Yes, he was all for it. And the elves were excited. And so took my mom and dad over and got them all situated. And my mom's sitting on Santa's lap. And she was having a blast. My mom and Santa was so excited. And you can see my dad, he was smiling away. And some of my cousins, my dad's sister's kids, children, some of the boys were very, very close with my dad growing up. And so I sent them for Christmas that year, we sent them this picture. And I think we sent it to most all the MacGilvray family for sure, probably the Sexton family as well. And it was just, it's such a great memory. It's just so much fun remembering these just special moments that you create. You just make sure you create the moments and spur the moment things that if the moment is there, grab it and have fun with it. Because I can sit here today and just giggle, laughing, remembering this time. And yeah, that was one of my favorite memories of Christmas for sure. I've had many, many, many. But this one is just always so fun. It just warms my heart when I think about my mom and I giggling, just her sitting on Santa's lap. And she was about 80 years old at this time. So that's one of my fun memories. And I think we lost Juliane for just a second there. She'll pop back in. I think she's having a little bit of internet issue today. So one of the other fun memories that I have, James, you were in on this with me. I used to, years and years ago, I used to make Christmas cookies. And then I got involved with a group of people, and we would make international Christmas cookies. And then when we lived in Wales in the UK, one of my dearest friends was from Germany, who had been going to university there, and she's become a lecturer at the Cardiff University. And we got talking one day about traditions and making Christmas cookies. And we ended up deciding that we were going to do international Christmas cookie and do Christmas cookie exchange. And then James got involved. So I was making some traditional Christmas cookies I used to make, the little thumbprint cookies with the pecans, and you put the thumbprint in it, and you put some fresh jam in it. And I think I used to make peanut butter cookies because that was one of my favorite. It wasn't necessarily Christmas. And the little Mexican tea cake, I think is what they call it, the little round pecan with the powdered sugar on the outside. And James made some as well that were some of his favorite traditional cookies, or biscuits, I guess you call them, right? And do you remember what you made, James? I don't remember.
No, you've challenged me there. I can't remember. Probably something with almond in it, or something almond, or lemon, or maybe, yeah, one or other of those flavors, I suspect.
Yeah, I remember you made a couple of types of them. And Bettina we got talking, and some of the different cookies that I was naming off, she was like, that's what my mother would make. That was what my grandmother would make. So a lot of these traditions that we would have in America, they came from all these different countries. And in Germany, that was a really huge, and when we get Juliane back, she can talk a little bit more about that part. But that was a really huge thing of making the cookies and having the cookie exchange, which was very fun for me to learn where some of these traditions have come from that we now had in America. And so we ended up with probably, I think, about 5 or 6 different people from different countries that we would all bring something that was a favorite Christmas traditional cookie or something like that. And we would exchange them. And that was very, very fun. So do you have another one to share, James? Another tradition or?
Well, I was thinking about what we did this morning, actually.
Yes, go on.
Because we do live in a climate that is not, as Francine says, we don't have snowy lakes here. The snowy bit is the surf, if anything.
The sand, the blowing sand. They get the snow shovels out for the big snow plows out to move the sand here.
That's right. That's right. So we've had a few quite windy days. The sand's been blowing everywhere, but we usually go for a walk in the morning before breakfast, before people are out and about generally. And today was no different. We went to our favorite beach. Sun was shining. It was the wind was blowing from the east to quite rough water. I went in for my usual morning dip, catch a few waves, body surfing, get out of the water before the lifeguard could come along and put the red flag up, which he did, of course. So I do have, I guess my Christmas tradition is dodging the lifeguards. How about that?
I think we lost Juliane for just a couple of minutes. She sent me sorry, I keep looking down. She sent me a message that she's rebooting her computer right now. It's giving her a little bit of trouble. So she'll be back in a couple of minutes with us. So we've just had so many incredible, fun Christmas traditions. I can remember with my brother going way back when we were both still living at home. We would. It was almost a race which one of us would wake up first and get into the living room first to see what was there. And my poor mother, we would just drag her out of bed. It it would be almost middle of the night, probably. I don't even know. And so she would start. We didn't have the tradition like you had, that you had to wait till after dinner and everyone washed up, which I think is a brilliant idea. I think that is the best Christmas tradition I've ever heard. Well done to your mom and dad for with all of you at home. I mean, my goodness, a house full of what, 10 people. So it was, as soon as we got up, what was left, what's there, what's under the tree, and my mother would give us. I think she would give us one that would be a real special one that would keep us busy for a while, and so bye, Francine, have fun, Merry Christmas. And so my mother would lie back down on the sofa. She would have been up half the night getting everything ready for Christmas. And so she would lie back down on the sofa and give us one of our gifts that was like something really interesting that was going to keep us busy for quite a while. And she'd go back to sleep until an hour or so later. And we would be so excited. Mom, wake up, look. Poor Mom.
Of course, Lorrie, there's the tradition here in I don't know if it's all through Spain, but in just this county where we are, where the council puts out these red post boxes with three bouzons, as they call them, 3 places where you can post letters to. You don't post them to Santa here; you post them to the 3 kings, and there's 3 letterbox. There's 3 openings, one for each of the kings, and that's what Melchior and Caspar and Balthazar, I think it is. So
yeah.
Trying to remember what he's.
We'll have to get a picture and drop it into the feed underneath the posts on 30-Minute MasterMind. It's amazing. It's these giant, huge.
They look like post boxes, don't they? They're just
beautiful red post box with these beautiful hats on top of them, almost like a crown hat.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 letter slots for them, and the one down at the corner by us has a beautiful little Christmas tree. And yeah, they're just fantastic. All the villages have them this year. Before it had been just in the middle of town, wasn't it?
That's right. And I think to keep people from going into town, they did it this way.
Yeah, this year they've done them in all of them. We'll post a couple of beautiful pictures. The other just amazing tradition that whenever we would be here in Fuerteventura was the 3 Kings. And that's actually, is it the 6th of January?
It's the
5th of January.
The 5th, yes. For the presents opening on
January is actually the 12th day. 12th day of Christmas, is that right? So the 3 kings would arrive by boat at the harbor, and they would come off all dressed, the 3 wise men, 3 kings, and they would be on their camels, and they would walk through town, and there would be a parade, and they would throw little candies for the kids in the parade. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. That has been an amazing tradition that I've just always looked forward to. What else have you been doing for some of your Christmas memories and traditions?
I always think of Christmas Day as a very relaxed day, actually. It's the build up to Christmas that is stressful to people. It's like Christmas finally, you breathe that sigh of relief, the actual day itself. So I don't have any, it's all good feelings and all kind of mixed up together. So, yeah.
We always had a lot of family around on Christmas Eve. My mother did Christmas Eve so that everyone could be at home on Christmas Day with their immediate family. And the 2 of us have been away for Christmas for so many years. We've had Christmas, just the 2 of us. We have always been very, very used to having the phone calls with family or this sort of webinar. Juliane's back. Hi, you made it. Yay! Welcome back.
Thank you.
Or we would do, the Facebook videos together. We've just done that for years and years. That's not any different for us. Having Christmas away from our family is what we were talking.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yes.
So what's one of the Christmas traditions? I was talking about the Christmas cookies and having the International Christmas Cookie Exchange with one of my friends when I was living in Wales in the UK. She was from Germany, and we had several others from other countries that we would all come together doing that. And you were talking about a very fun mulled wine, the big German Christmas
Well, the Christmas markets are very,
market.
yeah, Christmas markets are very traditional in Germany, and I have very dear friends who own their own mulled wine stand business, and they decorated each year very, very cheerfully, and every year it was getting better with sofa inside, interior sofa, and cozy corner, and all the little presents hanging from the ceiling, and it was just cozy, and everybody felt so at home and so at ease there. And the good thing is that it was already like since I was a kid. I remember coming back from school. I would first thing go over the Christmas market and get myself something to eat. And well, later then, when I was more grown up, I would have gotten a mulled wine. But yes, that's a lovely memory, and I still have the mug. Yes, the mug, which I cannot find anywhere right now. This year, I don't know where I left it, but I still got it. I still got it. Say again?
Maybe you turned it back in and didn't remember.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I
No,
haven't. I haven't turned it in. No. It's
it might still be at your mother's then. Maybe it's there.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so that
we're coming down to the end of our 30 minutes already.
wow. Went
Yeah,
quick.
very quick, always. Every week just zooms right past the 30 minutes.
So yes.
So leave us a message if there's any special Christmas tradition you have or special Christmas memory you want to share with us or anyone else on the 30-minute mastermind. We'd love to read about them, hear about them, make a little audio about it or video, whatever's the easiest way for you to communicate it to us. We'd love to hear about it and drop it in the chat comments underneath. We would love to hear about it. So Merry Christmas. And Jen, hello, Jennifer.
Oh, that's so lovely. Your
What a
daughter
Merry
joined.
Christmas. That's one of our daughters. Just popped in to say hello, Merry Christmas to everyone. Oh,
Oh,
thank you, Jen. Love you in Michigan.
oh.
So we're just finishing up. We were just talking about very fun Christmas traditions and memories. And Jennifer, we were talking about making Christmas cookies. That was one of our long time Christmas traditions that we've done for years and years. And I think you were doing it, I think, with your grandchildren, which would be my great-grandchildren, our great-grandchildren.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. This is unbelievable, eh?
Yeah. I know. Just for me to even say it is unbelievable.
You did hear correctly. Great grandchildren.
Yes, it is. That is correct. That is correct. They're in grandchildren in Ireland and grandchildren in Michigan, USA,
Mhm.
and great grandchildren in Michigan, in USA.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yep. So Wishing you a Merry, Merry Christmas. And we'll be back next week to say Happy New Year to you and find out what you've been doing.
Oh, thank you, Jennifer.
Oh, Jennifer. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Yes. I have to share this really quick before we go. Jennifer just wrote, she remembers me being delivered as a present on the porch one year. I had been living in Colorado at the time, and my mother had been wanting me to come back. I was single. Yeah. Yes, many little ones there. And so I didn't tell anyone I was coming. I think Jennifer was the only one that knew I was coming. And we put together this big box. We got a big box and I think wrapped it. And, and I got inside of the box on my mother's porch. And my brother didn't know, my mother, nobody knew I was coming. And so rang the doorbell or something, knocked on the door. Someone said, I need help. There's a big present that just got delivered by UPS that's on the porch. Somebody help. And so I remember my brother came out. I'm down inside the box. My brother came out and he's this big muscular guy and he's trying to lift the box and they're all out there going, what could be in this box? This is so heavy. What is in this box? And my brother's trying to lift the box. And somehow his hand went down in the box and I grabbed him. I grabbed his hand and he went flying back on the wall. There's something in there. Something's alive. So that was when I jumped out of the box and said, Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Jennifer. We nearly missed that one.
So I do like to have fun surprises as well. At Christmas and other times, I just surprise them and turn up. So yeah, that was a really, really fun, amazing Christmas too. There's so many. There's so many. But you just make them. Just make them. Make the moments. Make the memories.
That's it.
Make the traditions.
There are no perfect moments. You just make them.
That's right. Create them. Absolutely. Create the moment. Create the memory. Create the fun. Exactly. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And look, we're all doing this on the internet, having fun and laughing and enjoying sharing our fun stories.
It's with whatever we got, you know.
That's right. That's right. Jennifer, thank you for coming on for these couple minutes and sharing that fun. Oh, I completely forgot about that one. I'll be giggling the rest of the day remembering that one.
Like honey cake horses. Look, we even get James to smile.
Oh my goodness. We've gone long past our 30 minutes now. We need to let everybody get on with their Christmas day. Sending lots of love and Merry Christmas to everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye to all. Bye.
Have a great week. See you next week. Love you, Jen. Thank you. Bye.